one more step and you're next.
My wife was murdered by a man in a yellow sweater.
Thanks, Dad.
Brooklyn, Brooklyn.
What's up, everyone? It's Adam from FWCI. You saw the new intro. That means we're at the end of Season 1 of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and it's on to Season 2. But before we go to Season 2, I'm going to have a look at some of the bloopers and outtakes from Season 1, which sadly only goes for a couple of minutes, but I'm going to have a look at those to start the video off. And then we're going to go through my top 3 rankings from Season 1 of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So the topics that I've got here, this is like, you know, the Academy Awards when they like announce the topics and it's like, oh, there's going to be the best foreign jazz cigarette film or something. I don't know. This is my top 3 lists. I'm going to do the top 3 cold opens, top 3 characters from Season 1. Then I'm going to do my top 3 moments from my favorite character. There's another top 3 character moments as well. I don't want to say who they are because it'll spoil the other list. And then the top 3 episodes of Season 1 as well. So I've got it all written out. You're going to see some clips as well. This is going to be a really fun video. If you guys want to get interactive with future videos, you can leave a super thanks in the comments. If you do leave a super thanks, I'll answer your question or respond to your comment on whatever the next Brooklyn Nine-Nine video is. So if you do want a shout out on the video, chuck a super thanks and I'll make sure to get to that. Thank you so much for the support as well, everyone. Let's check out the bloopers from Season 1 of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I'm gonna prove that Whitman was at the scene of the crime, even if it kills me.
What the hell was that?
So while you're sitting there on your metal toilet, I'll be skydiving.
It's every...
Skydiving. Oh god. Alright, so where's this one? This is the party.
thing I've wanted to eat for the last 48 hours. Oh God. It's like a firework exploding.
Any kind of blooper where somebody's trying to eat is always fucking quality. Or drink.
It's like a firework exploding.
Everyone needs to try both pies, and I messed that all up.
Forgive
me.
Kaboo!
What the fuck is going on? That looked like, is that meme with the person sitting behind the other person holding a gun?
We'll just add in post.
Great.
You think it's working?
I'm sure. I mean, it seems like you're working up a sweat. What about dress-up shorts, for instance? Just...
Hang on, I gotta watch that again. Can you see that sneeze building?
What about dress-up shorts, for instance? Just admit that my place is better than Rosa's.
No. The pie at Flatbush...
What?
No. The pie at Flatbush... Wow. No. The flop...
God damn it, Boyle. So what, he's like that in real life as well? Nah, I'm just kidding. This actor is awesome. The actor who plays Boyle.
No. The flop...
Say my name, say my name. Okay.
Change.
Not worth it, not worth it.
Sorry.
Ow! Shut up, Jake.
How hard did you smack him?
Ow! Shut up, Jake.
That was a solid whack. By the way, look at Hitchcock's face in the background. He's another sleeper character that I'm keen to see more of in the future seasons.
Sure, if you could be any vacation. Oh!
Whoa, I tipped him. Sorry.
Oh, we did.
Sorry, what are they called? 8-2s? 8-1? 8-1?
Everyone reset. Mr. Pomero.
Gina, the DA needs...
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. That genuinely looked like they have a pretty good relationship in real life as well. That he's like, you know, busting her balls over something like that.
Mr. Pomero.
Gina, the DA needs... He needs something. What does the DA need? The DA needs copies of our intent. Ooh.
Here we go. I know.
Alright. This is kind of fucked up to talk about these days, I guess, but that noise he just made, that reminded me of Bill Cosby had a stand-up thing where he talked about his first car, and he used to like really lean into the microphone and make those noises, but I get vibes of that from that little clip there from Captain Holt. I guess the guy in real life is a Bill Cosby fan, was a Bill Cosby fan. Fuck, that's a bad one, man. Bill Cosby, he was like the nicest guy on the fucking planet. Turns out he was just a rapist. Bad rapist. Sorry, I don't know how this turned into a tangent on Bill Cosby. Let's get back to the bloopers. Yeah, that noise.
I know you're making fun of me, but I would like that. You just paid
What
your
the
last wiener, dip.
Fuck happened there?
Oh, the seat.
Something fall on him? It just took him forever to fucking turn around.
You just paid.
You know what? That is one thing I've always wondered. You never see bloopers of like extras who can't like get through a line or something like that. I would love to see that because you know those people would be like, oh my god, I'm gonna get fired.
You just paid your last wiener, dip.
Oh, the seatbelts don't work, so if we crash, you are dead. Kidding. I'm gonna use the key and start it for real.
Running
I did it again. Not a doctor.
Yeah, that's a good one to end on. All right, that was actually a lot of fun. I feel like pausing it, breaking it down, helped get a little bit more content out of that one there. But let's talk about season 1 of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I literally, I think I said in my first reaction, I've walked through a lounge room when someone was watching this. That's pretty much my exposure to it. Andy Samberg is an acquired taste. I personally find a lot of his humor to be very good. He does have a few other projects that have been very weird, like the script that he wrote for the animated show on Diabolical, which I reacted to that recently. That was a very somber and unusual undertaking to watch. But he's been fantastic in this show. He's definitely a good, leading man. Santiago, Melissa Fumero, she has been hilarious this entire season through. I relate to that character so much. And I'm getting the vibe that the pieces are starting to fall into place in terms of what the character's going to be. Like Gina, for example, I thought at the start of the season she was just needlessly cruel and like really like venomously antagonistic towards people, which was kind of funny at times, but other times it was just like, whoa, man, you're a real piece of shit, Gina. I feel like they've started to hone her character a lot more towards the end of the season. She just has a wickedly random and brutally honest sense of humor, which fits that actress and that character really well. So the season started on a high and it definitely got better as the season went on as well. Some people in the comments have said that season 2 is where things really start to kick off, so I'm already loving these characters, and yeah, I can't wait to see it go to the next level. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time for my season 1 top 3 rankings. I want to start with the top 3 cold opens. This is something that a lot of people were asking for in the comments when I said I was going to do a season 1 wrap up. Top 3 cold opens for me, starting with number 3.
Let's play wife or dog.
This is the cold open from episode 14, The Ebony Falcon, and this was absolutely hilarious. I knew exactly where this was going as soon as they started, as soon as the first comment got made by Hitchcock, and I love the fact that there was no closure to it. I still don't know for a fact who Stacy is that his wife or his dog? I still couldn't tell you, to be completely honest. Is it? No, I've laid awake at night many times wondering, is it wife or dog?
I still don't know which it is.
Could be either.
Could not tell you.
But that was a fantastic cold open, really had me laughing. Number 2 is hula hooping.
Why are you telling me this?
This is from episode 21, pretty late in the season, but come on. I mean, Holt using his friggin' shame of hula hooping against Peralta, weaponizing his own, talk about turning a negative into a positive. He broke his wrist and then he turned it into a way of just getting into Peralta's head, which was a very, I don't know, it felt like a kind of an unprovoked jab from Captain Holt at that point, but the way he leans in and says,
I've mastered all the moves.
absolutely cracks me up. One of my favorite cold opens, but not as funny as number 1, which is
Thanks, Dad.
episode 18, The Apartment. This cold open was just a thing of absolute beauty. Peralta, they've been building up his daddy issues all throughout the season, and then the fact that he says it to Holt of all people, and then everybody just piles on him. You got Terry giving him shit,
Show your father some respect.
Santiago with an absolute doozy of a line.
But you calling Holt daddy.
Hey, Daddy is not on the table here.
But you did call him dad, dude.
And even the criminal sitting there, this whole bit was just absolutely hilarious. In my opinion, the best cold open on the entire series. So let me know in the comments, what was your favorite cold open from season 1? Is it the Thanks Dad cold open, or is it wife or dog, or is it something else entirely? I'm keen to hear what you guys have to say. Next is the top 3 characters. So these are my 3 favorite characters over the entirety of the season. If you've been watching, it may not be a surprise what number 1 is, but let's start with number 3, which is Rosa. I absolutely love Rosa. She is such a, I watched Jessica Jones yesterday, just 1 episode of it. I'm trying to get my missus into watching Jessica Jones because I absolutely love that series. And Rosa reminds me of Jessica Jones, not just because they both have dark hair and they wear like jeans, but in terms of her having the mindset and the internals of like a grizzled old cop. Like, Jessica Jones is like an old private eye, and Rosa is like, just like this end of his rope, like, I don't give a fuck what you have to say, kind of like, stereotypical police character. So I've really been enjoying her, not just because of her little like jabs, but when they give the actress the opportunity to do something even funnier like that, I gotta go back to that scene in the bar with Rosa talking to Boyle's fiance, and it was so awkward. It was so uncomfortable. I felt so bad for Rosa in that moment. So I've enjoyed that character's journey throughout the season. But number 2 on the list, this is where we get into, it could be one or the other territory. Number 2, Captain Holt. Man, this character got me in the first episode like immediately, although so did number 1. But Captain Holt has just been this non-stop waterfall of comedy this entire series. Every word that comes out of his mouth in any context is immediately funny. I can't believe how much I've been enjoying. I guess I can believe it because this is right up my alley. He's such a straight-laced kind of guy. But where is this going to go? Because from a comedic standpoint, for most of the episodes, he's been kind of a one-note character. He's very serious, you don't know what he means, he's very deadpan, and it's fine. Then we get glimpses of him, doing some other stuff. So, and not just other stuff, but like going absolutely fucking batshit crazy. So, I'm very excited to see what happens with Captain Holt. He was for sure one of the highlights, and I think what most people will say is that Captain Holt is the best character from season 1. Peralta is a great character as well, and maybe he should be on the list, maybe instead of Rosa, but Holt, I think, comes with all the tools and is just non-stop comedy. But for me personally, number 1, my favorite character from Brooklyn Nine-Nine season 1, Santiago. Man, I immediately related to this character, and this is my own personal list, so this is what I personally kind of related to. And I really related to Santiago. Like, she's a bit of an underdog. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm like the youngest in my family, and you know, there's just something about the frame of mind that she has and her desire, her need for recognition from Captain Holt and just from anybody in general. Like, just there's so much about that character that I relate to. From the first episode when we get to see her like smash into the smash into her lunch with like crazy hot sauce on. that makes me laugh every time. And yeah, it's kind of interesting, I guess, because you wouldn't think that that's the character that the people that made the show want you to like favor, I guess, in favor of others. Like with The Office, people aren't saying like, oh no, we really want people to like Stanley more than they like Dwight. Like, the whole point, they put Dwight in a position to be a successful, funny character that gets a lot of stuff to do. Santiago's kind of the love interest character, I guess, but I'm absolutely loving everything that goes on with this character so far. So I'm more keen to see what's going to happen with Santiago. But we're going to have a look at my top 3 Santiago moments from this season, and then we'll go through my top 3 Captain Holt moments as well, because she's here, he's here. Actually, let me do this better. She's here, but he's like there. Yeah, not a great deal of difference between the two. But top 3 Santiago moments. Number 3.
I'm disappointed in you, Santiago. I thought you and I were close.
I know you're manipulating me, but I love it, and I will tell you anything.
This is a little tiny moment from episode 8, Old School. I find this joke to be endlessly funny. There's this tiny smirk on Holt's face as he realizes that she knows something that he needs to know, and this is gonna be like a sport, taking this information from Santiago. Like, he is so sure of himself at that point. I thought we were friends, Santiago. You see, and again, Melissa Fumero, she's such a great actress. You can see the panic just rising through her as she realizes what's going on, and then in the end she just completely taps out to it and says, look, I know you're fucking with me, but I love it and I'm going to tell you anything you want to know. I absolutely love that moment. But number 2 on my top 3 Santiago moments list is...
I can act out too, you know.
Please do.
From episode 10, Thanksgiving. This is, I guess, a kind of a visual joke, and I'm usually more of a wordy kind of comedy fan. Like, I like stuff with a lot of dialogue, subtleties, you know, little tiny comments or a tiny movement of the eye or little things like that. Like, I'll bring this up again later on with the Captain Holt moments. But this moment was so much fun. Like, you knew as soon as she was going to try something, it was going to go horribly wrong. And the way this whole joke was shot, it was fantastic to see the shelving in the background just collapse in a loud, attention-bringing kind of fashion. So that was my number 2 moment. I really enjoyed that. But number 1, and again, if you watch the whole series, you might probably see this one coming. Number 1's gotta be... Yes. Everything about this I love. The way her mouth moves, the like, you know, caca is like a two syllable thing. Caca. She doesn't go caca. She goes caca. No, she goes caca, and like moves halfway through the second. It's so awkward. It looks so uncomfortable. It sounds hilarious. The reaction from Peralta afterwards is gold as well. The caca was my favorite Santiago moment, even though I enjoy the dynamic that she has with Captain Holt and her, you know, like I say, her need for approval from everybody. It was a good old-fashioned that gets me every single time. So that's my top 3 Santiago moments. I thought we were friends. I can act out too, you know. And one more time. I can't even do it. Santiago, give me one more.
The hell was that?
What? It's a vulture.
If you haven't turned off the video after that little vulture fest, let's talk about the top 3 Captain Holt moments from season 1. Starting with what I think might be underrated. I don't know, I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about all these rankings that I'm doing, but number 3 Captain Holt moments gotta be...
Are you familiar with the story of Icarus?
This is on the heels of a story where Terry and Holt are trying to maximize productivity in the office, which was hilarious on its own and really could have been on this list as well, but the fact that Holt takes it too far. By the way, I don't want to gloss over the fact that we saw Captain Holt weeping openly in a movie theater watching Moneyball. That kind of just came and went, and that was really one of the first real emotion moments. Actually, no, the first one we saw was when he yells at Hitchcock. Hitchcock's like, I don't know what's wrong with the guy. But no, the whole motivation from this story, I just absolutely love that Holt is that much of a like bureaucratic kind of, you know, mathematical minded dude that this is just like crack to him. Maximizing efficiency is like crack to Captain Holt. So I loved the story of Icarus, and Terry, who just keeps calling him that, was great as well. They could have played it where Terry sort of takes a bit of a backseat, but no, he's like, really? Icarus? And the joke with Boyle's jacket was fantastic as well. That's my number 3 Captain Holt moment from season 1. Number 2 is Peralta, give me back my glasses.
Peralta, give me back my glasses.
Ooh, okay.
This might have given me my biggest laugh, except for maybe number 1 throughout the entire season. This caught me off guard. It was so funny. It's such a basic joke. This joke reminds me of Forrest Gump, how they would, there was like a storytelling method in there where Forrest would say something and then it would happen in the flashback. Like, my mama said, we've had all sorts of visitors. Oh, Forrest, we've had all sorts of visitors. Like, it's just this very basic joke-telling kind of method. But the fact that it's his glasses, and with Captain Holt, like, again, anything he says is just infinitely more funny than, you know, anybody else on the planet. That one really made me laugh, and that's why it gets number 2 on the Captain Holt countdown. So, number 1, and you heard it in the intro.
My wife was murdered by a man in a yellow sweater.
It's the one case I can't solve. Don't fight with family. It can all go away so quickly.
Yes, it is the My Wife Was Murdered by a Man in a Yellow Sweater from the Thanksgiving episode. This was amazing, because again, we hadn't seen much from Captain Holt at this point in terms of him certainly participating in Peralta's stupid role-playing, you know, making up a identity games that he seems to be pretty keen on. But the way that he just cuts through the tension in that room with all the people fighting, everything stops. He really leans into it. Like, the yellow sweater thing was so innocuous. Peralta's reaction in the background was exactly the same as mine. We're both just like this was Holt's kind of coming out moment for the entire season. He was already hilarious, and this just tipped it over the top to me. And he's been even funnier since then as we've learned more about him. Now, there might be a Captain Holt moment that you think would be on there. Just stay tuned, because it's time for the main event. The top 3 episodes of season 1. This was really hard to do. Like, I went back and watched a whole heap of reactions again and just tried to think about what really made me laugh when I was editing it and stuff like that. So I've narrowed it down to 3. Again, let me know in the comments what your top 3 episodes from season 1 are, and I'm very keen to engage with you guys in the comments, because I have weird taste, I must say. I definitely look at things through my own lens. I don't get sort of if I find out something is an amazing movie but I didn't like it, you know, I acknowledge that other people would, but I'm still going to give my honest opinion. So this is going to be my top 3, starting with number 3, episode 4, ME time.
What are you doing?
I like him cold.
The open to this episode was fun with Santiago being on a date and Peralta giving her like a APB or whatever it is on the guy that she's having a date with as a joke. I thought that was a very enjoyable cold open, especially early on. This is episode 4. In fact, I think of everything on this list, this is the first thing that came up chronologically. So I must have really enjoyed this episode. Peralta and the medical examiner, the Emmy, you know, the one, the waitress from Always Sunny. She was really good in this role, playing the kind of perverted coroner, what do they call it? Necrophiliac kind of character. But she was so, I don't know, she was so into it, which made it even more hilarious. So I loved how all that went down, and Peralta's kind of getting into her fetishes and all that sort of thing. But the other side to this episode was Santiago trying to impress Holt. We had her bowing to him. We had her get a portrait made up of him, which Holt thinks makes him look like a North Korean dictator. There was just so much meat on the bone with Santiago and Holt in this episode as well. So it was a real good 1-2 punch in terms of having two stories going on that were both just, you know, very, very entertaining. So that's number 3 on my list, Emmy time. Let's have a look at number 2, episode 10, Thanksgiving.
This is the greatest thing that's ever happened.
I heard good things about the Thanksgiving episode and the Halloween episode as well, building up to it. I think I enjoyed Thanksgiving a bit more. Again, maybe it's because we had more Santiago and Captain Holt in the Thanksgiving episode. We had that great story where Santiago's hosting dinner and Holt is just, he's borderline cruel to her, but she is so oblivious to how she comes across and how desperate for his approval she really comes across. So you don't feel that bad for Santiago because she's really acting irrationally as well. But that just makes for such a great situation where Holt can really kind of just intimidate the shit out of her. And Santiago needs to like learn to, you know, be a little bit more casual with that kind of stuff, we'll say. But this was also the episode that had the aforementioned, "My wife was murdered by a man in a yellow sweater. It's the one crime I've never been able to solve." Which again, just made this episode so much fun. Again, thinking back on that particular moment with Holt, it almost just gets a top 3 slot purely on that one moment, to be honest. But the whole thing with Santiago as well was really, really funny. So I enjoyed episode 10 Thanksgiving quite a lot. Second most overall. But let's check out episode 1 on Brooklyn Nine-Nine season 1. Man, these lists have long names. Countdown to the end of the world. Let's do it. Episode 19, Tactical Village.
Great news. I think I figured out my persona for this year's Tactical Village. Introducing Rex Buckingham.
But wait, Tactical Village? Really? The one where they go to the thing and Peralta does upsy downsies? Yeah, that one. Because that's the episode where this happens.
Sorry, I was playing Crazy Cupcakes.
Crazy Cupcakes?
So the episode's called Tactical Village, but in my mind, it's called Quasi Cupcakes because Captain Holt getting addicted to Quasi Cupcakes is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen on any TV show ever. I couldn't imagine a better character to go down the rabbit hole of addictive mobile phone games, and I legitimately went and downloaded Quasi Cupcakes when somebody in the comments told me that it exists, and there's a shit ton of ads on there. I even was like, can I pay $3 to get rid of the ads or something? But nope. I've legitimately been playing Quasi Cupcakes because I love those games where you have to like line shit up. I've always just been into those. Captain Holt, when he deletes the app, there's this tiny, I was talking before about how I like subtleties in my comedy. There is this very brief moment where he says, "I'm going to delete the application." And then he kind of like goes to talk, stops, and then goes like, and then asks, "Does this mean I've lost my progress?" That is an absolute masterclass in, I don't know what they're trying to, what you would even call doing that, like, you know, remorse or regret. Like, it was just done so well. It was the most believable thing that this stern police officer who dresses like an airline pilot, this stern police officer trying to be hard is like, yep, deleted. And then has this just awkward little moment. It's little things like that that really make me laugh, and Captain Holt is a master of those things.
Deleted the application there. Does this mean I've lost my progress?
The whole episode was great. The Tactical Village stuff was pretty fun. It definitely wasn't the highlight of the episode for me. And personally, Quasi Cupcakes is the funniest storyline they did on Brooklyn Nine-Nine season 1. But that's my top 3 episodes from season 1. Emmy time, Thanksgiving, Quasi Cupcakes. Thank you guys for joining me on this journey. If you watched every episode of this, all 22 plus this one here, thank you so much. That means the world to me. These videos have been doing great, so I've just been pumping them out. But having videos like these that perform pretty well and are so much fun to do and have such a great group of people in the comments that, you know, nobody's spoiled anything. Nobody has, you know, got in arguments with anybody. It's actually been a really encouraging experience, because, you know, when you do YouTube channels and stuff like that, yeah, the first year might be tough, but you're ready for it. And then the second year is still going to be tough. And sometimes that's when people's motivation starts to slow down, which is not the case for me. I've been pumping all sorts of content out here and on my sports and gaming channel as well. But it definitely helps to have a series like this that is such a positive part of my life right now. So thank you guys for checking all this out. Again, if you want me to answer a question or a comment on future Brooklyn Nine-Nine reactions, you can do a super thanks. That'll put a little color around your comment down there. I'm still new to this shit, but if you do one of those, I will respond to it on the next reaction video. Thanks again, everyone, and as always, be well, stay safe, look after your friends. See you in the next video. Peace.